what makes up a strong brand? What are some attributes that make up a strong brand?
Well, when you put a brand together, and there is a process to do that, and it's best practices. It's what is the leverageable attributes of that brand?
Okay.
What do the consumers see in that brand as opposed to its competitors?
Okay.
And then what are the weaknesses of its competitors? And if you put that kind of triangulate around that, you come up with a brand position.
Okay.
And then you put personality and tone on it, and it begins to take form, and then that is the marching orders for the organization.
Okay. So you said leverageable attributes. Can you unpack what that means a little bit more?
Okay, so let's take a plumbing service.
Okay. Oh, that's a good one. This is a challenge.
Let's go there. Yeah, that is a challenge.
Loves plumbers.
But there's got to be something that plumbing service does better, or they think they do better than anyone else in their competitive set.
Okay.
It might be better service. They might have a way to let people know when they're coming, or it might be they have a better price, or there could be a lot of things. Those are the attributes of that product or service.
Got it. Okay, great.
Because it has to be authentic to whatever that promise is that product
I think when it comes to branding, authenticity is almost the most important part.
Oh my God.
Because you're not gonna
You can't make it up. It's got to be real. It's got to come
And that's part of the,
from
I think that's part of the hard part about, getting into your brand. When you're finding out what those things are to leverage, it has to be you.
That's absolutely right.
You got to dig into those conversations and actually get in there and find out what that is.
Right. And it's harder and harder to be unique and authentic because of how competitive a lot of spaces are.
Exactly. There is so much noise out there in the marketplace.
Yeah.
Everyone is trying to compete for that little shred of attention. A good brand can stand out and help give an edge to a particular business if they have a solid brand structure.
Yeah, so let's just go back to your plumbing example.
Okay.
Because I think that's a tricky one, right? Branding a plumbing company, a home services, an emergency type service, that is a tricky thing, right? Damage restoration. I mean, Service Master's a great example, right? It's really hard, in my opinion, to create a differentiated brand experience that makes an impact in the mind of a consumer when they have an immediate need. They walk into their home and they realize they got a flood problem.
Well, it starts upstream.
Okay.
Before that crisis happens.
Yes. Okay.
People have either heard or they've seen or they have experienced it in another situation. And they connect that with whatever that brand is. And it basically has carved its place in that person's awareness of services in that area. And part of that comes from looking at the competitive set and saying where do the competitors sit and where can we sit where there's some white space and own that from a positioning standpoint. And that's what Service Master or any other brand needs to do to differentiate themselves and then deliver on whatever that promise is.
Yeah, when I think about differentiation, mine goes fitness. Every fitness brand, there's something they're different than their competition. When I think about plumber, I go, that's a harder game to me.
It is
industry-wise than fitness, right?
But
they can stand out differently.
The consumers, those that have used a particular brand, they will reveal something that is magic about that brand. And once you find that little nugget, then you exploit it and build it out.
That's a great place to look, too. It's exactly who's already using you. What do they love about you?
The market will bear the truth on a brand real fast.
Great point.